What's happening, family? It's your partner, Bayboy75, back at y'all again with another one with the homie.
Nidhamu the Great.
Yes, we in this thing, man. What you been up to, man?
What I'm saying? Just living life. Just living life as a black man in America. Gotta stay on my P's and Q's.
Living your best life.
Yeah, living my best life. So,
Ain't going back and forth with these niggas.
yeah, so, I'm not looking forward to the fight between Joshua and Povetkin. I hope Joshua loses. I'm just tired of looking at the dude. Tired of his excuses. Um, yeah, we'll see. You know what I'm saying? It was a good fight last weekend between Canelo and Triple G. It was an excellent fight. I happen to think Canelo won, but all's good. All's good right now. So
There's a lot of people that think that Triple G won, man. You think that's genuine? You know, that people are thinking that, or are they just being like fanboys? You know what I'm saying?
I think it's 100% fanboy. To be honest with you, I mean, uh, Triple G was backing up the whole night. He was getting assaulted with body shots, and he couldn't take it. He did make it a little bit of noise, and I gave him the seventh, eighth, and ninth rounds to him, but I think it was a 7-5 victory for Canelo.
Right.
I thought Canelo fought. Canelo impressed me.
Yeah, I had it like that too, man. I had it like 7 rounds to five. I think Canelo started off the fight really good. I gave him the first 3 rounds, I believe, and I think that's when Golovkin started trying to fight back and try to do something. I don't. I didn't. I think at best it probably would have been a draw for Golovkin, but I don't see him. I don't see how he could have won that fight at all. I mean, it was a close fight. Don't get me wrong, but I don't see him as the winner. You
Yeah,
know
he
what I
was
mean?
backing
So
up
to
the whole.
say.
He was backing up the whole night.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, he just totally got out of character. I mean,
Yeah.
Canelo was stayed all the way 100 with what he had planned to do. You know what I'm saying? He totally controlled the fight the whole time. It was, he was the ringleader. You know what I'm saying?
Well, let me say this about Triple G. Triple G is 36 years old. Uh, Triple G fought most of his career in Europe. He didn't really make come out until 2014. That's when we started hearing about him. We started hearing about what kind of knockout artist he was. He's never really fought any top competitors until he fought Danny Jacobs in 2016. If you consider Danny Jacobs a top competitor, uh, uh, to me, Danny Jacobs is on the B side of the fighter. He's a good fighter. He's going to have a good career, but you're not going to consider Danny Jacobs one of the great fighters of all time.
Some would even say that Jacobs won that fight.
Yeah, and
You know?
what I'm saying, and I think, to be honest with you, I do think Jacobs won that fight. Um, once they start stepping up the competition for Triple G, he started getting exposed. He's not defensively. He's not that great. His footwork's not that great. And what Canelo showed, maybe he don't even hit that hard, because Canelo was just taking some shots. It wasn't even facing him.
Right.
And you looked at his face. His face didn't look phased up. So I mean,
At all.
I people like you said, a lot of these people are fanboys. Triple G has made noise because he's knocking out people left and right. I mean, you gotta see what it is for what it is. Triple G is a hype job, and people are considering him to be one of the greatest middleweights of all times. I mean, come on, man. I mean, that's a real bold statement for a guy who's not fought anybody, has not fought any high caliber opponents until late in his career. I mean, y'all gotta shut that down. And I can tell a lot of people are just fans, and there's people that love the sport. And people that really love the sport will tell you that they're far better middleweights than Triple G. Uh, let's go back. I talk about Julian Jackson every week. Julian Jackson was a great middleweight. Let's not forget about Roy Jones. James James Toney, Bernard Hawkins, Jermaine Taylor. I mean, these are. I mean, and let's not forget about Marvin Hagler. I mean, there's a whole litany of middleweights that are far superior in skill and abilities than Triple G. You got to stop with all this fanboy stuff. Everybody loves to see a knockout. I love to see knockouts. But is he a great fighter? Do he got technique? Do he got the skills that? No, you don't. And y'all, you got to stop with all this fanboy stuff because you're gonna get disappointed. One thing you got to understand is nobody's heard about this guy until he came to the until he became to the states to fight in 2014. Nobody heard about the dude. So I mean, it's just stop with the shit. You know what I'm saying?
I've seen a lot of Mexican fans side with Triple G, saying that they thought that he won. I wonder why that is, though. I mean, is it because of Canelo's so-called PD usage, and are they like shying away from that? What do you think the reason behind so many Mexican fans rooting for Triple G?
I mean, you know what I'm saying? I've seen a lot of Latino fans who are rooting for Triple G. Mm-hmm. A lot of Latino fans are doing the same thing with Oscar De La Hoya. They were saying Oscar De La Hoya wasn't real Mexican. So, I mean, I kind of take it with a grain of salt.
I can see that because, De La Hoya grew up here. You know what I'm saying? He grew up in L.A. So, mm-hmm. That's where he was from. But his parents was from Mexico.
Yeah.
So that's kind of... And plus, he didn't have the same kind of Mexican swagger as the Mexicans in Mexico.
Machismo.
Yeah. He wasn't one of them. So they didn't look at him like that. So,
and obviously, he don't have no machismo because he wears skirts and dresses. So, I mean...
Yeah. But... At the same time, they was calling him out, and he would whoop their ass. Yeah. So he shut that down real quick. But on what I was saying, I don't know why Canelo is getting that backlash from the Mexican fans. I'm thinking it may be because of the P use or whatever.
I mean, it has a lot to do with it.
I mean, because Mexicans are very proud. You know what I'm saying? They are proud. Yeah. Race of people.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And if, you make them look bad by, being associated with that, you know what I'm saying? So that's what I think the reasoning is, but I'm not sure. I was just wondering what you thought about that.
I mean, that has a lot to do with it. Mm-hmm. He tested for PEDs twice. Mm-hmm. They said he got some bad meat. I don't know what kind of meat you're going to eat that's going to have a synthetic hormone in the meat. So that's kind of, you know what I'm saying? So that's a wild excuse. Mm-hmm. I don't want to take nothing away from Canelo's victory. It was a hard fought victory. I know they test before and after the test, nothing's come up negative. So
he was all the way clean this time.
Yes. So I don't want to take nothing away from Canelo. I just want this to be a new chapter in the middleweight division. That's why I want to see Canelo. He's only 28. I want to see him taking on some of the top middleweights. Eventually, I think it'll be a mega showdown with Charlo.
Man, that's what needs to happen, bro. Yes. I was hoping you say that because that's what I'm looking for,
Yeah.
man. I so want to see that fight, man. Him and Charlo going at it, man, toe to toe, man. That would be epic. You know what I'm saying? That would be sweet.
I don't want to hear that Charlo's not ready.
Man. Forget that. They don't even get to start talking like that. That little greasy shit right there. That shit is weak.
They said the same thing when Floyd Mayweather fought Gennaro Hernandez. They said he wasn't. Floyd Mayweather wasn't ready. Floyd Mayweather beat the brakes off Hernandez. Mm-hmm. So I mean,
exactly.
So let's go ahead and get this signed up. I heard Roy Jones said it's a network issue. 10 times out of 10, if the fighters want to fight, they're going to fight.
Hell yeah.
So I don't want to hear about this network stuff. I keep hearing the network stuff. When fighters want to fight each other, they're going to fight. There's nothing going to stop it.
Absolutely.
When Lennox Lewis and Mike Tyson wanted to fight each other, Lennox Lewis was with HBO, Mike Tyson was with Showtime, they fought. Mm-hmm. When Pacquiao and Mayweather wanted to fight each other, they fought. So stop with all this network shit. The fighters want to fight, they want to fight. the bottom line is when fighters want to fight, they'll fight. Promoters will go out their way to make the shit happen.
Yeah, that Mayweather shit though, you didn't have to bring that up because we had to wait way too long
Yeah,
for that shit
you know
for
what I'm
Mayweather and
saying?
Pacquiao,
So-
but it did happen. But
Yeah, it happened. You know what I'm saying? Way too
unfortunately,
late.
way too late. But yeah.
I don't think the outcome would have been any different, but it was.
But you know, people want to see things when they want to see it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I mean,
And that's the thing about boxing. You know what I'm saying? You're not gonna get the fights you want to see all the time. You know what I'm saying? If they do happen, they happen too late. You know what I'm saying? Like Hagler and Leonard, it happened way too late. You know what I'm saying?
See, that's what we need to. You know, we need to.
And that's when MMA gets it right.
Yeah,
UFC,
that's why a lot of boxing fans go to MMA, man, because you know that's where they can see the best fight the best.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, you're just not getting that in boxing, man. I think the boxers get too much leverage, they get too much say in who they can fight. You know what I'm saying? And you know, mandatories aren't really mandatories. You know what I'm saying?
Because that step aside money, once you pay that step aside money,
you pay somebody off. I mean, how was that mandatory?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I don't
You know
even.
what I'm
Why is
saying?
it even called that?
Yeah, so I mean, look, two fighters want to fight, they gonna fight. That's it. Let me go into another example. Sugar Ray Leonard wanted to fight Duran. 9 months later, they fighting again. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, if they want to fight each other, they gonna fight. You know what I'm saying? It's just what we're missing in fighters, especially with like somebody like Anthony Joshua, is that. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to prove to the world that I'm best. I'm going to fight everybody, period. Joshua don't think like that. Anthony Joshua said, I just want to hold on to the titles and maybe fight some obscure guy in the North Pole or some shit. You know what I'm saying? Some guy I never heard of. You know what I'm saying? You pulling out of the woodworks. You know what I'm saying? So
Trying to take the safe route.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? This Anthony Joshua, I can't think of anybody who has had the behavior of Anthony Joshua. I mean, this guy does not want to fight anybody that's worthwhile.
Right. Yeah. I mean, he says he wants to fight Wilder. But if you can't fight Wilder, why don't you fight Ortiz then? You know what I'm saying? Fight Ortiz.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Why the hell you trying to keep fighting Dillian White?
Yeah.
You know, motherfuckers you already beat before. Step out and do something different. You know what I'm saying? Do something new. I mean,
I
don't even want to talk about it.
I mean, the dude, he makes me sick, man.
Yeah,
he makes me sick. I mean, I get, you know what I'm saying? The interviews, all this, the guy goes off on these weird tangents, and you know, you sound like you know you in a high school. You in high school, you sound like you're on a high school football team, and you just a star quarterback, and everybody's supposed to adore you, and you ain't supposed to get challenged and stuff like that. Man, you need to get out of that little mold, man. You need to, you know what I'm saying? Somebody need to make a man out of you, and maybe Povetkin's gonna do that tomorrow night.
Well, we're gonna see, man. I kind of want to see. I wouldn't mind seeing Joshua lose because I know if he wins, he's gonna continue to hold and duck and hold those belts. You know what I'm saying? So I think we have a better chance of unifying belts if we had another champion.
And we want to see an undisputed champion.
Yeah, that's the whole thing, man.
We want to see an undisputed champion. I mean, we haven't had an undisputed championship Riddick Bowe.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? We just want to see it. We want to see the best fights. I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm a Deontay Wilder fan. I like Deontay Wilder. You know, he's my guy. He's a heavyweight champion that I want to see, you know, win it all. You know, at the same time, I want him to fight whoever it takes. You know what I'm saying? I don't want him to, you know, not fight Anthony Joshua or not fight Tyson Fury or not fight a certain fighter just because I feel like that fighter might beat him. If he beats him, okay, fine. I'm cool with that. You know what I'm saying? I just want to see the shit. Can we just see it? I mean, damn. I mean, we are boxing fans. We want to see that shit. Why the hell would any fan not want that? You know what I mean? Why would any fan be so concerned about another fighter's income, or you know, why would they be so concerned about the little behind the scenes shit? You know what I'm saying? They don't even really matter and don't really have nothing to do with the fight. Us as fans, we just want to see the best fight
the
the
best.
best.
That's it.
That's it. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I
Why
have
is that
favorite
shit so
fighters.
hard?
Yeah, I mean, I just don't understand the logic behind
Yeah.
people's thinking when they
I
just
mean, we saw
when
Tyron
they try to
Woodley.
justify this ducking shit. It just
Yeah.
don't make no sense to me, dog. I just don't get it.
We
I
saw,
don't understand.
Yeah, we saw Tyron Woodley versus Teal a couple weeks ago in the UFC. Best fought the best in that division. You know what I'm saying? It was, you know what I'm saying? That's what happens in UFC. The best fights the best. I'm starting to like the UFC.
Man.
Now my problem with the UFC was the fighters didn't have enough skill. Like a guy would know a little bit of boxing, a little bit of wrestling, a little bit of jiu-jitsu, and then go in there and call himself an MMA fighter. Now the guys are really good now. You know what I'm saying? I can't deny the shit. Now the guys are really good. Their preliminary fights that they hold before the pay-per-view are really good. The main events are really good. You get to see these guys really get out there and fight. And the sport is the technique and the skill and the talent of these fighters is really good. So I'm really getting put. I'm really starting to watch UFC because back in the day, a few years ago, there was only maybe 1 or 2 fighters who had a lot of skill in UFC. It was like Anderson Silva or George St. Pierre. With a, you know what I'm saying, you get to see those guys. Everybody else was just knew a little bit of this, a little bit of that. These guys are really good now. You know what I'm saying? So, I'm not saying watch MMA, but I like combat. I like to see skill. I like to see technique. I like to see strategy. That's what I'm seeing in UFC. And I'm seeing, most importantly, I'm seeing the best fight the best. I'm not seeing that in...
Well said,
yeah,
brother.
I'm
well
not seeing that
said.
in boxing.
Yes. And if boxing don't hurry up and get this thing together, man, they're gonna lose a lot of loyal fans, man, because it's simple. It's a simple fix.
Yeah.
It can be made. People always talking about, oh well, if the money ain't right, it's just dude,
Too much politics.
Yeah, it's too much politics in that shit. I mean,
networks.
Dude, the money is there. If you're looked at as this elite boxer, people are gonna pay to see you, man. You have to put your man, and I don't know, man. I think it's just so overrated for people to have a undefeated record. You know what I'm saying? That's the whole thing behind this shit, man. People are so scared to lose that O. You know what I'm saying? That they will do anything to keep it. You know what I'm saying? They will dodge any fight to keep it, or to even put themselves in that situation to where they might lose that O. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And that's just sad, man.
And
it's like so fucking sad.
The greatest fighters of all times.
Everybody got L's,
losses.
Man. Everybody got L's.
So
man.
I mean,
you got to go in planning on your record. You somebody gonna beat you.
Yeah, that's.
But what makes you special is how you come back and beat them. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? I mean, if I get beat, hey, okay, you was the better man that night. I'm with that.
Yeah.
I'm good with that. You know what I'm saying? I'm cool. Live to fight another day. Gives us all the more reason to fight again. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people like seeing rematches. You know what I'm saying? You want to make sure, okay, this wasn't no fluke. This guy really beat me. You know what I'm saying? He really beat me. It's just, it's just what it is, man. So what? You might lose that O. But you know what? You'll go down like a soldier. You'll go down as legendary. You know what I'm saying? You won't go out as a ducker with an undefeated record.
You're not going to be remembered as a ducker.
Nah.
You're not going to be looked on as one of the greats of all time as a ducker. Mm-hmm. So that's what Joshua is thinking, that he's going to be considered one of the greats of all times, ending his career with no losses and just ducking every great fighter. Then you got another thing coming, man. We don't look kindly on fighters like that.
No.
So I want you to lose, and I want you to hurry up and get out the picture. That's my main goal for Joshua. If you win, you win, but you need to start challenging the Ortizes of the world. You need to start challenging the Tyson Furys of the world. You need to challenge, especially Deontay Wilder. They need see what you got.
You need to challenge yourself. Challenge yourself. Shit. Make yourself a challenge, man. Take on those guys. You know? Because the shit you doing now, bruh, it ain't working, man. It ain't working. I damn near forgot that your ass was even fighting this week, dude. Just to be honest with you. I'm like, shit. But you know what? I don't even want to talk about this shit no more. Because we just shining light on his ass every time we mention his name. So just X out all that shit we just said, y'all. Yeah. You know, this dude ain't even worth talking about, man. So. You know.
One more thing. My prayers go out to the people that's going through the hurricanes and the tropical storm Florence. And you know what I'm saying? I'm praying for y'all. I hope y'all pull through this. It's an unfortunate situation, but you know what I'm saying? I hope the best for y'all, all y'all. So
absolutely.
Yeah. So.
Yes, sir. Yeah, man. But what else was I going to talk about? Oh, they finally got a date for the fight. Wilder, Fury, December 1st, Staples Center. What you think about that? Do you think it's a good idea to have it at Staples Center, or should they have had it in Vegas?
Man, I think they should have had it in Vegas. Staples Center is just you're not gonna get the authentic boxing fan and Staples Center. It's gonna be occupied by stars. The prices of the seats are gonna be jacked way high. It's gonna be hard. It's gonna be a hard venue to get into. You might talking about $150 to $300 ticket. Now it's gonna probably be $700-800 a ticket. So the price is gonna get way jacked up. I know that's why they're doing it, because they want to have a high ticket prices. LeBron James is gonna pay for. He's gonna pay $2,000 for a seat. You know what I'm saying? Magic Johnson gonna pay $2,000 for a seat. Kim Kardashian and Kanye West gonna pay $10,000. Are these boxing fans? I know LeBron James is a boxing fan, but Kim Kardashian that's gonna be at the fight. You know what I'm saying? Kim Kardashian, Kylie Jenner. You know what I'm saying? Caitlyn Jenner, Bruce Jenner. They gonna be all up in there. You know what I'm saying? So, L.A. is a different scene. You know what I'm saying? L.A. If there's a big event, all the stars like to be at the big event. And so that's gonna take away from me and Bay Boy, who love boxing. We don't want to pay for we might, if we go down there, we might go to a viewing party. If the fight is in Vegas at T-Mobile Arena, like it was for Canelo, you're gonna have authentic boxing fans out there. You know what I'm saying? That love boxing gonna be there. I'm kind of disappointed it's gonna be there. I was hoping it was gonna be in Vegas, but
it will be closer. You know, I mean,
the bottom line is for me is that y'all fighting.
Yeah, exactly. You know, so that's the main thing, man.
Yeah,
that's the whole point. They fighting, so that's a good thing. So you know, whether if we in the building or we not, man, we there in our hearts.
Yeah. So I'm gonna look at the ticket prices. Once the tickets go on sale, you know what I'm saying? LA is going to be astronomical. That's another. So you looking at T-Mobile Arena, you know what I'm saying? Maybe 150 to 300. You know what I'm saying, to get in. Now you're talking about an extra $500 just because of where it's at, Staples Center. Mm-hmm. So.
Yeah, you know they got to cater to the stars, man. So
you know what I'm saying? It's gonna be star studded.
Oh man, it's gonna be. Hey, if you into that type of thing, man, you like being around all the stars. Shit, that's definitely gonna be for you, man, because that's where they gonna be at that night.
Yeah, it's gonna be a star studded affair.
Exactly. If you're a gold digger, you might want to invest in going there.
Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, man.
Black China, you should. I mean, well, no, shit, no, let me shut up.
Come on, man, get off that, man. But yeah. Shoot, man. Yeah. So, but it's gonna be closer though. So you know, that's the only advantage for us. You know, it's a little closer. But you know, it will be pricey though, y'all. But yeah, man. Shoot, what else? What else was we gonna touch on today?
What you think about that Steven Jackson, Andrew Wiggins scenario?
Man, Steven Jackson went in on that boy. on his on Wiggins' brother.
Uh huh.
He went in on that
Yeah.
boy, man.
You think he was too harsh?
I mean, not really. I mean, not really. What you think? I don't. I think he, he shouldn't have said nothing. I
Yeah.
mean, he opened himself up to
Yeah.
criticism. You know what I'm saying? So that's what happens.
Yeah. So
know?
I mean, Steven Jackson, he went in hard on him, on his
So
brother.
tell the people what happened.
So you know what I'm saying. So the scenario is that he was talking about what was he talking about? Because I watched a couple things on Instagram
About Jimmy Butler
Yeah. Yeah.
leaving, talking about hallelujah or some stuff he put on Twitter, like,
Yeah.
like okay, now finally he's gone or some shit like that.
Yeah.
Not word for word, but that's kind of where he was going with it. But yeah, so I guess Steven Jackson, seen that, he said that and was like, hold up, who the fuck, then what he say, man?
So I guess his brother was making some comments about it 1st,
Mm-hmm.
and then Andrew Wiggins came to his brother's defense, and so Steven Jackson kind of acted out the little scenario where you know what I'm saying you shouldn't let your brother talk for you. Mm-hmm. So Steven Jackson went on him like a real Nigga will go in on somebody. You know what I'm saying? This is my thing is. Yeah, Steven Jackson was harsh. This is the thing. Jimmy Butler, you wouldn't have made the playoffs without Jimmy Butler. So that's something y'all need to realize is that Jimmy Butler came to your team, showed you some leadership, showed you how to conduct yourself. It seems like you guys weren't appreciative of this because what I'm hearing is the locker room is dysfunctional. And if Tom Thibodeau can't get control of a dysfunctional locker room, then there's some issues. So Jimmy Butler seen the writing on the wall and said, "I'm better off somewhere else." I'm sure if it was a veteran group, he wouldn't it wouldn't have been that way. But Crawford wants out too. Crawford don't want to be there either. So Andrew Wiggins comes off as a very quiet, stoic guy who doesn't show a lot of emotions, and Steven Jackson has issues with that because you're not an emotional guy on the court. You got Karl Anthony Towns, who's a good player, but you know what I'm saying he's not a very emotional guy either. So you got a lot of guys on the team who don't have a lot of leadership. You brought in Jimmy Butler. You brought in Crawford to bring in some leadership. You guys resent that. Steven Jackson called you out on it. He said you guys are out of pocket for that. And he was harsh about it. So I'm just gonna leave it at that. You know what I'm saying? Follow Steven Jackson's Instagram. It's Stack STAK 5. Follow his Instagram. He's all over these guys and clowning these guys. Wiggins' brother, and Wiggins' brother, stay out of it. You're not in the NBA, stay out of it. Same thing with Chris Paul's brother. Chris Paul's brother's on the sideline, rooting, hooting, hollering. You're not in it. Stay out of it. You know what I'm saying? You're not playing because you're going to have to count for that. And you talking shit and stuff like that. Chris Paul brothers is talking shit, excuse my language. Next thing you know, Chris Paul hurt his hamstring. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And now, what you got to say? You know what I'm saying? Now, Curry's lighting you up for threes, and you guys are missing 17 threes. 27 threes, actually. So, leave your family members out of this. You know what I'm saying? Like when Sugar Ray Leonard wife was at the fight when he fought Duran. Duran said, "I'm gonna screw you, Sugar Ray Leonard. Then I'm gonna screw your wife." You know what I'm saying? So I mean, when you bring your family members into it, they gonna fall. They fair game. So
Right.
leave your family out of this. Just say, "Hey, bro, man, just shut the fuck up. Keep your comments to yourself." That's it.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Shut it down. Yeah, boy. All right, man. Well, shoot, that's all I got for y'all today, man. We gonna piece this thing up, get up out of here. Y'all enjoy y'all weekend. This your partner, man. Bayboy75 with the homie.
It's Nidhamu the Great.
And we out this piece, man. Y'all have a good one. Later.